Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White were having a heated discussion at halftime. We're in the street as Caitlin Clark told White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. Could be true. Caitlin went to tie her shoe. Like, that is something that I noticed. Like, Caitlin literally, when Natasha Howard had the ball, she didn't even look. She was basically walking back on defense. She essentially walked back on defense every time.
Caitlin Clark didn't just light up the scoreboard. She set the locker room on fire first. Word is, a heated clash with Coach Stephanie White had the walls practically sweating. Was it strategy, pure attitude, or total chaos? Doesn't matter. What came next was a takeover so ruthless even Atlanta had to double-check what just happened. Strap in. This drama turned into a highlight reel nobody saw coming.
There's no surprise that the Indiana Fever looked best tonight when the offense was ran through Caitlin Clark. There's no surprise that the offense looked best tonight when we pushed the ball off of a make, push the ball off of a miss. There's no surprise that the Indiana Fever looked best tonight when Caitlin Clark was surrounded by players that don't have an ego, surrounded by players that said, I'm gonna be MVP of the WNBA this year. You see how easy it is when you just let Caitlin play ball and others follow suit?
There was Caitlin mid-game, energy electric, crowd buzzing, and instead of making a play or calling for the ball, she just crouched in front of the Fever bench to tie her shoes. Slow, deliberate, like she was strutting a runway, not in the middle of a live WNBA battle. What? Because she already knew the ball wasn't coming back. Not from Howard. Not in this lifetime.
If you guys didn't see Natasha Howard looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter. She looked off Caitlin Clark to end the third quarter in what was just incredibly dumb play. And again, if you didn't see here, Natasha Howard looks off Caitlin Clark to run to nowhere, takes 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 steps, does the cha-cha slide, and gets it to Caitlin Clark with 3 seconds to go, and she has to shoot a tough step back. Instead of letting Caitlin Clark push the pace and go and hit someone with an assist or something.
Caitlin could have filed a change of possession report with HR and still wouldn't have gotten the ball. That moment was pure passive-aggressive poetry, loud without a single word, because tying those shoes wasn't about laces. It was a resignation letter tied in knots. A comedic pause in the middle of a live game that practically screamed, "Do whatever you want. I'll be over here protecting my ankles," since apparently nobody's protecting possessions.
Gutty performance from Caitlin Clark in what was an encouraging win for the Fever over the Dream. You know, the loss to the Golden State Valkyries would have you thinking the Fever need to be relegated and kicked out of the WNBA. But that's why you don't crash out too hard after one bad game. It's been an inconsistent ride for Indiana and for Clark as well, who's had to fight through a lot of injuries. But I think the encouraging thing from Cece was the fight that she showed on the floor. Clearly, she's not quite at 100%, still working her way back, hasn't found her 3-ball yet, but what she did...
And this is where the layers start peeling off like crusty old stickers on a locker door. Howard doesn't just ignore Caitlin on offense, she turns it into a full-blown side quest. Every possession feels like a one-woman production of Me, Myself, and I, the musical starring Nyssa Howard with zero supporting cast. Ball movement? Team chemistry? Forget it. This is a solo talent show, and Caitlin's just the stage prop.
Half where we had Caitlin off ball and sitting a lot, sitting on the bench, rotting away in the first half, and the second half where, oh my God, she's in the game. Oh my God, they're giving her the ball. Oh my God, they're letting her dictate tempo. It's not rocket science, folks. It really is not. Oh, did I forget to mention the Indiana Fever beat the Atlanta Dream 99-82. The Atlanta Dream come into Indiana and walk out with an L as we celebrate with a W.
It's wild because Caitlin Clark didn't roll into the league on a broomstick of hype. She's not just a scorer, she's a playmaker, a walking highlight reel, someone who stretches defenses just by existing. Meanwhile, there's this low-key delusion that Howard's the real alpha, the franchise engine, and Caitlin's just the flashy new model with bright headlights. Except Caitlin comes with horsepower, GPS, and a built-in highlight reel. Howard? She's still trying to parallel park with her eyes closed. Fans see it, oh they see it like it's on 4K loop. The moment Howard touches the ball, the offense stalls, like slamming brakes mid-fast break to reread the playbook. And Caitlin? She's off in the corner, tying her shoes, or probably calculating advanced stats just to survive the pain.
Okay, so let's start off with this, man. The game plan to stop the Dream from winning. And the main thing they were doing on defense, the Indiana Fever, was trying to collapse the defense on the bigs. Now, I get it. Brittany Griner, Bree Jones, they cooked us the first time we ever played them. And, you know, they are a really tough front court. But my thing is, if you have Jordan Canada shooting the way she was shooting from the three, just adjust, all right? Change the game plan, fam. You cannot continue to try to collapse on the big.
You know it's bad when the team's best passer finds shoelaces more interesting than the offense. A silent protest. Cool, go ahead and isolate. I'll be down here tightening my Air Jordans and reviewing the laws of physics while you launch another contested brick. Howard moves like she's auditioning for a fantasy league commissioner, not playing for her coach. This isn't a chemistry problem, it's a science experiment gone rogue. Caitlin's trying to conduct a symphony, and Howard's out here playing air guitar on repeat. The irony? When Clark does get the ball, rare as Mercury in retrograde, it's buckets. Easy, smooth, beautiful buckets. But Howard, she treats those moments like rare Pokemon sightings. Fun, but far too dangerous to chase.
Mentality against the defenders by putting her head down and going to the basket. That opened things up for her playmaking, which of course is another genius aspect of her game. Once that started clicking, the Fever ran away with things. Sophie Cunningham was everywhere. Clark had it going with Aaliyah Boston again. Kelsey Mitchell was cooking. And all of a sudden, you look up and the Fever are lighting up the scoreboard. But you saw Clark sort of gaining her rhythm as the game went along, sort of returning to her form as the game went along, finding that pep in her step as the game went along.
The result? Clark has to work magic on limited touches, make plays in the 0.5 seconds the ball even exists in her hands, all while pretending she doesn't notice the glaring shade from her own teammate. And let's be real, if Clark wanted to be ignored and underused, she could have just joined a corporate Zoom and brought donuts. The delusion here is so thick you could slice it with a Gatorade cap. And this isn't even a one-off. There's a whole playlist of moments where Clark gets iced out while Howard tries her best impression of a solo act gone off-screen. It's like a two-player video game where only one controller works, and the other player's busy tossing snacks at the screen.